I recently traveled to New York where I got the opportunity to spend time with a few other creators here on YouTube. You may see some familiar faces here. And I attended Printify's Amplified event, which was so much fun. I got to meet so many individuals in person and just connect with a ton of other print-on-demand sellers. But when I do travel, my print-on-demand business travels with me in the form of my laptop. Unlike a handmade business, because I use print on demand to fulfill all of the products that I sell, business continues moving forward. Orders don't stop, and neither does the production of the items that I sell. And something hopefully very inspiring to share is while I was away, I was gone from the 28th and then I came back home on the 1st. And in that time frame, I sold $1,150.81. In this video, I will be sharing my travel tips and tricks that I recommend for you to feel more comfortable or confident in running and maintaining your print-on-demand business while there are times that you do have to step away if you're going on a vacation or just traveling and enjoying life. If you are new to my channel, my name is Taylor. Hello. My channel is focused on all things Etsy and print on demand. So of course, if those are two things that interest you, I invite you to boop the subscribe button down below so that you don't miss out on any future videos like this. First thing I want to rip off like a band-aid is vacation mode. Vacation mode is a feature that Etsy has that allows you to put your shop on a temporary hold or pause so that you do not receive any orders during that time frame. The intent is that you are able to put your shop on vacation mode if you are temporarily unable to maintain your shop. And while it sounds great in theory, vacation mode is something that I do not recommend. There are a plethora of individuals who have shared their experience after using vacation mode in their shop, and the majority consensus seems to be that vacation mode kind of temporarily killed their shop. Many sellers who have used this feature have said that it was almost like starting from scratch and rebuilding a lot of that momentum that they previously had prior to putting their shop in vacation mode. And while I've never put my shop in vacation mode, these testimonies and stories are enough for me to never do so. And instead, I have some different ideas that you can actually implement in order to maintain, upkeep, and run your shop without having to put it on vacation mode. But now that that's out of the way, I wanted to talk a little bit about the maintenance and what it looks for me personally running my print-on-demand business when I do take a step away, go on a trip, or go on a vacation. For my print-on-demand business, I do choose to fulfill my orders manually, and you'll see a little clip here of me doing so while I was in New York, and this is what my routine looked like. I would spend about 5-10 minutes maximum just going into my Printify account each morning, and I would just review any of the orders from the previous day and make sure that everything looked appropriate. If there was any messages that I needed to reply to that I received in the last 24 hours, I would take care of those as well in this time. And this routine isn't something that's out of the ordinary for me. This is the exact same routine that I do daily while I'm home and while I'm not traveling. And while this works for me and it's just my personal preference and how I like to do it, that doesn't mean that it is the only way. You can also completely automate your print-on-demand business when working with Printify. And so let me show you how to do that. When you are in your Printify account, what you are going to want to check is your store settings. And clicking into the order settings tab, this is where we can get some information about how your orders are currently being fulfilled. There are a few different options that you can choose from here. So manual, that is what I personally do. I must manually click submit order next to any order that I receive from my Etsy shop. There are some other options that you can see here as well. So there's a few different automatic ways that you can do it. The first is automatically after 1 hour. When you receive an order in your Etsy shop, it is going to sync over to your Printify account, which if you are watching this video and you are just starting out and you're just trying to learn some more information about print on demand and the maintenance and what it looks like to run a print on demand business, I do actually have a link in the description that you can use to get started with Printify today. But what will happen with this first option, the order will come through, and after it has been synced over into Printify for an hour, it will then get automatically pushed through. 24 hours can be great in case a customer potentially reaches out, wants to change something about their order, wants to change a size, a color, or make any type of alteration to the design, for example. You are then going to have a little bit of cushion to that time period before it automatically gets submitted. So if there is any type of request, you are easily able to make that modification to the order before it does get pushed through. What can happen when an order is automatically pushed through? There gets to be a point in time where it is in production that you can no longer make edits or adjust the order. So you want to make sure that orders that are being submitted have all of the necessary information and are correct prior to submitting them. And then the last option, which if you are looking to automate this is the option that I recommend, and that is automatically at a set time. So you get to choose the time that all of your orders from that previous time period, previous 24 hours, are going to be fulfilled at. Having the ability to select a specific time is great because you can make sure that it is a time that you are able to go in and check any orders, make any modifications prior to them being fulfilled. So you have the flexibility with this so that you can make it work for your schedule, your routine. If you are somebody who offers custom or personalized products in your shop, then it also might be a great investment for you to utilize Hello Custom, because what Hello Custom is going to do is actually automate that personalization process for you. So this would be great if you are traveling and you don't want to necessarily have to go in and edit those design files yourself. If you're working with something like Hello Custom, that software is going to actually edit the design file for you so that it is extremely streamlined and you really don't have to do anything at all. If that's something that you're curious about and curious to try, I do have a link to a free trial of Hello Custom in the description box. Another tip that I recommend for while you're away or while you're traveling is to set up an auto reply in your Etsy account. This is going to automatically send a response to any potential customer that reaches out to you during the time frame that you set it for. This is great if you have a star seller badge and you are looking to maintain your message response time, or maybe you are working towards earning a star seller badge and you want to have that great message response time as well. This allows you to do that, and it's super easy to set up. In your Etsy account, when you go to messages, you can see at the top here, we have auto reply, and there are two different options that you can choose. There is a temporary auto reply. This is really geared for if you're just going to be away for a few hours or up to 5 days. So this is an option that worked perfect for me while I was just away for only about 3 days. And then there is another option. It is their weekly auto reply. So with this, you are actually able to set your weekly availability so that when you are on your offline hours, it is going to send an auto reply for you. This might be great for somebody who is working a full-time job and this is their side hustle. They're working on it in their free time. You may want to set some offline hours when you're at your job working so that it's taking care of your customers and your messages for you while you are away, or at least making sure that they are aware that you've received their message and that you will get back to them as soon as you can. For traveling and for vacations, the temporary auto reply is really what I recommend. And when you click that option, you are going to just toggle this on, and then you are going to want to set up your auto reply message. I recommend putting in something that's just letting the customer know that you've received their message and that you will get back to them as soon as possible. If you're able to provide a time frame, that can also be really helpful, such as you'll respond within 24 hours or 48 hours, just so that the customer has some expectations about when they can expect to see a response back from you. Once you have set your message, you are going to set your time frame for your auto reply. So you do have the ability to do that up until 5 days, but you do have the flexibility to set it for shorter time frames as well. This is something that if I was going on a longer vacation, such as maybe a week, I would probably select that 5-day option first, and then just when that 5 days does expire, go back in and set it for another 2 days just to make things a little bit easier on me. Another tip that you can implement in your Etsy account while you're traveling is by just extending the time on your processing times. So it might be helpful just to add 2 or maybe even up to 3 days to your processing time. That, of course, doesn't change how long it takes your print provider to fulfill the orders, but it changes what the customer can expect the item to be shipped out by. So if there is a delay in, say, you manually submitting orders, if that's the route that you've chosen to go, you get a little bit of cushion to actually go in and manually submit those orders without having to worry about your orders being delayed or not shipped out by the guaranteed time. Of course, if you've chosen to automate fulfillment of your orders, then this shouldn't be a concern, but I wanted to throw that extra tip in there in case maybe you're like me and you like to manually submit and click into those orders yourself. I hope that these tips have helped you in feeling just a little bit more comfortable with the idea of traveling and going away while also growing or maintaining your print-on-demand business. I would love if you left a comment. Tell me your dream travel destination, since we're on the topic of travel. Mine personally, I dream and would love to go to Amsterdam one day. I have that on my bucket list, and hopefully maybe in the next few years that will be something that I'm able to check off. But let me know yours in the comments. And as always, I hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in the next one.